not tiptoe, 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 not tiptoe.
So, hi guys. I said I was going to do a series of videos, and I always do this. I say I'm going to do them, and I don't do them, and then I never get around to it, and then everyone's like, "What's the point of me even having YouTube?" So, in case this is going to be part two. The last video I was talking briefly about a couple things and me starting a business and people needing to be professional, and part two I just want to talk about just getting started in your area, competition, marketing, copying versus being inspired and stuff like that. So, in case this is your first time watching a video by me, my name is Sharice. I own Layla Glam Squad. It is an all-inclusive salon, and it is in Virginia Beach, Virginia. And I also own a virgin hair company, Layla Virgin Hair Company. And so, I just lost train of thought. Okay, sorry. Basically, I'm 28 years old, and I decided that I would take a pause for the clinician work. And I always wanted to do it. I always wanted the salon. I had plenty of friends that own salons, and I would sit in their salons forever, and I would just pay attention and just love the atmosphere of a salon. It's almost like I get to use my clinician degree, because they come up with the craziest things and questions, and we talk all kind of girl stuff. So if you're ever in Virginia Beach, come by, stop by and see us. We do everything: natural hair, weaves, dreads, nails, pedi, everything. We do it, makeup, everything. So my biggest questions that people have asked me, because I think that even though you might have some people that don't want you to be successful, you still, especially when you're a young entrepreneur, and hats off to all the great entrepreneurs out there, people want to know, like, how did you start, and what did I need? How do I know I'm ready to open up my own salon? Now, for me, it's a little bit different, because I did have money in savings, and I do have a business partner. So for me, opening up a salon, especially with me not doing hair, was definitely a bigger risk. But at the same time, I have other things going on. Like my business partner, she's a full-time nurse, and like I said, I'm a clinician. So if things ever get tight, I can always head to work, and I'll let the salon run itself. So the salon wouldn't be my is not our sole source of income. It's more of our hustle, if that makes any sense. So when people ask me, how do I know? I guess it's all depending on what attribute you're gonna, I guess, what basically you're going to bring to the salon. If you're just going to be the owner and you don't do hair, then it's a lot different, because you need to make sure you have a great team of people that is going to generate money quickly, so that you're not spending that year in the hole. And that's a lot of times what they'll tell you. The first year as a business owner, especially in a salon, it's that hustle and bustle, because you have to find employees, and then you have to make sure they're sustainable, and the retention rate for clients is great, and all the other stuff. However, if you do hair and you're trying to figure out when's the right time to open up your salon, this is what I came up with just from researching. And this is, I'm not trying to be a know-it-all. This is not to say that if you come out of hair school and you're fortunate enough to get your parents to buy you a salon, that you can't do it, because I feel like anything is possible in this world, and you know what I mean, everybody is so phenomenal. You could be anything you want to be, truly. So I'm not to discourage anybody like that. So my train of thought always is you have to take baby steps to do it. A lot of times, I think depending on how long you've been in the industry matters also, and your clientele. You have to look at one or two things. Are you going to open up a big salon where you're going to have other stylists, or is it more so going to be like a small salon with you and maybe one or two other people where you're the premier person? That's going to make a big difference, because then your rent, everything is not going to be as expensive and as costly. You'll also be able to, you won't have to deal with some of the drama as a big salon. I mean, I have 1,800 square feet, so at one point I had 9 stylists, and it could be a lot. So you want to definitely look at what things are you looking to have. Because if you're looking to open up a big salon, you want to figure out, are you going to forfeit this money with your savings, or are you going to get a loan? Now, there's of course, with every bad, there's good. I look at it as, I personally, we did not get a business loan for our salon. We pay everything out of pocket. So, I mean, we put everything into it. All our savings, everything into the salon. So, the bad part of it is, as things started happening, like, so let's say, because the average salon rent is anywhere from $1,500 to about $2,500 and up. Some places $4,000. You get New York, Vegas, you get places and location, it could be very high. So let's say at the low end, $1,500, and you got $1,500 for rent, a salon electricity between the dryers and everything else. You got anywhere from $500 to $700. You got on top of that your water bill, because I mean you're gonna be washing hair, so your water bill can be anywhere again from $100 to $200. You're looking at already, not including the loan amount, about $2,000 to $3,500 easy. And then you have to bring in that loan amount, because they're gonna immediately, some loans, if you're lucky, give you a 60-day grace period, but typically the business loan payback amount is almost as high, sometimes if not as high as your rent, anywhere from $500 and on up. So you add another $5. You need to ask yourself, are you going to be able to generate that money with just yourself and what you're doing now? So let's say, because okay, for some people, let's say you do 5 sew-ins a day. Your sew-ins are about, let's low end, I'm gonna lowball everything, for $100. So you're making $500 a day at 7 days a week. You need to add that up and see if you're gonna still be able to survive, because sometimes $500 a week, that's, hell yeah, that's good money. But do you have, is that going to equal out equivalent? What degree from where? Is that going to equal? My thing is, give yourself a year. Give yourself as a stylist to generate your revenue, to write down your expenses, because that also will show you patterns and trends in your money. It's our approaching. So September, August, towards the end of August, depending on your location and where back to school is, you have this peak moment. And then you have this decline where, okay, you ain't got no more money. You done spent it on Ray Ray, all his little clothes for back to school, and now it's like, okay, they're gonna have to get, they're gonna have to get ponytails because I ain't getting their hair done. I done spent all my money. That is so important, because you have to plan for that. With any business, you have to understand that if I'm making a bunch of money up September, and I know come October it's gonna go down, I need to budget accordingly. That's the biggest problem that I see with salon owners. When you talk to them about what happened, you were a good stylist, we know she know how to do hair, what happened to that person? They lost their salons because they're budgeting. They didn't sit down and budget their money and say, how am I gonna do? Knowing your peak hours, knowing your peak months, knowing when to open. You don't want to open and it's slow and then you're struggling and you just pay all that money, and knowing what's the best time to open a salon is really essential. Advertising and marketing for your salon. Before you open, you need to let the world know, I am opening Layla Glam Squad. This is it. Get your sister, cousins, brothers, let everybody know this is this new salon and it's gonna be great. Solicit your local stylist. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I'm gonna get close. Most people